Welcome back, everyone, to a new edition of Your Morning Drive. I am the host with the most, Logan Lewis. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. Before we dive in, hit follow or subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Share this with a friend that could use a new podcast to start their day. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, or watch on YouTube. So if you're listening to other podcasts on any of those platforms, you can listen to Your Morning Drive on the same places that you already go to. So make sure that on any of those platforms, you hit subscribe, follow, whatever you have to do to make sure that episodes come out to your phone, and you won't ever miss a beat. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. Of course, you can follow along on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn for the clips, behind the scenes things, sponsorship information, all giveaways, all kinds of things. Social media is the hub for Your Morning Drive, especially the Facebook and Instagram accounts for sure. TikTok and LinkedIn are kind of just there, but Facebook and Instagram are the place to be. Guys, my guest today is a woman who turned resilience into a business that brings people together. Originally from the northwest suburbs of Chicago and a Georgia resident since 2012, she's a proud mom of 3 twin daughters and her son. Her career path has taken her through customer service, real estate, education, healthcare, each role shaping the way she serves and connects with people. After her divorce, she set out to build a life that reflected her creativity and passion. A simple conversation sparked an idea that became Shake, Stir, Serve, the mobile bartending business she now leads with purpose and pride. What started as a leap of faith has grown into a brand known for hospitality, artistry, and unforgettable experiences. Today, she pours her story, her strength, and her heart into every event. Please welcome my friend, April Aguilar. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Did I say Aguilar right? Aguilar right?
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of people would say Aguilera. Of course, when Christina Aguilera was very popular. But you said it right. It's Aguilar.
Very good. Very good. I'm so happy we're here.
Me too.
This is cool.
This is super exciting.
I know that, you guys are listening to this in the spring of 2026, but we're recording this at the end of 2025. And this is the first time we're recording at my home. We've made some changes. If you follow me on the social medias or if you know me personally, you know those changes. But this is the first time we're recording the podcast here. We kind of got a little makeshift set up. It's not perfect, but we're working on it. It's a journey. I don't expect to, be complete on day one, but we're here and we're super excited about it. Thank you for doing this with me. I'm super hyped. Yes.
Absolutely.
Small wins are amazing. Of course, we're recording this with a mobile bartending business owner, so we had to have a drink while we record. Cheers to you, my friend. You get the World Series Braves cup, and I get the cup that I probably stole from a bar somewhere.
That's awesome. I'm actually a Cubs fan.
Yeah, I gave that to you on purpose.
But I actually do love the Braves as well. My fiance's company has season tickets, so we often go to the Braves game. Mostly I go for the snacks.
Of course.
The drinks and the snacks.
You know what really gets me upset here, April?
What?
Is so the other day I went to a comedy show with my dad at State Farm Arena, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever been to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you know that the concessions there are dirt cheap. That was their strategy from the get-go of making, you're spending hundreds of dollars for a concert, a football game, whatever it is. You might as well be able to enjoy yourself for relatively inexpensive while you're here. I don't know why the Braves Stadium and State Farm Arena do not follow suit.
I don't know, because everything is kind of expensive there. I mean, you're getting a hot dog and you're like, wow, that was $10.
I went to a comedy show the other night, like I said, and me and my dad both got a drink. The total for the tab, guess what it was? 2 drinks.
Gosh, for 2 drinks. Oh, for sure. It had to have been probably $30.
It's higher than you think. It was $54, April.
Without tip.
Without.
Whoa.
Now, I'll say, of course, they're like we both got like a canned beverage. So, and they don't just serve you those little cans. They give you those tall boys, the fat cans. So yeah, it was like $27 a can, which is insane.
That is insane.
It makes like, you know, I went to a comedy show with my dad, so
Right.
dad took care of me,
That's sweet.
which was very sweet. But
Yes.
like, if I was there on my own, I'd be pissed. Going into a comedy show, and like, I just dropped $50 on 2 drinks,
Right.
and then a bucket of popcorn was like $15, and I was like, I'm not at AMC.
I No kidding. When you have to get that, and I get that big bucket every single time. Like, I don't care how much it costs. I'm
Yeah.
diving in.
God, I
And then
love
I'm gonna
popcorn.
get seconds. Yeah. And then I'm gonna be miserable the rest of the night, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, I love popcorn
Me
so much.
too.
It's just an easy thing.
It's such a great snack.
I have it for dinner sometimes.
Oh, that's far. Yeah, like that's totally fine and totally fair because it's a vegetable, if you will.
Sure.
Corn is a vegetable, right?
Corn is, I
Yeah.
think, or wasn't there a movement that said like corn was a starch or something like that?
Yeah.
What even is a starch?
All of the foods that we're not supposed to have as a starch. Everything.
Does that mean pizza is a starch?
Yeah, pizza is a starch. Potatoes are a starch.
Ice cream.
Yeah, anything that tastes good is
Okay.
a starch for sure.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. You know what other thing I jump at any opportunity to get, whether I'm at a restaurant or a bar and they serve appetizers or a sporting event or a concert, if they've got a soft pretzel nearby, your boy is snagging that soft pretzel.
Okay, so question for you.
Yeah.
Are you a dip it in cheese kind of person? Or a mustard or just plain?
Sometimes I raw dog it and just eat it plain, but it depends on the cheese, I'll say. I'm not a mustard guy. I do like a good beer cheese. I also love a good nacho cheese. By the way, you can curse on here. It's so good.
Yes.
With cheese. But like if I'm at the mall and I'm getting like Annie Ann's or something, I don't love their cheese, so I'll just raw dog it and eat it plain.
Okay. See, now if I'm going to Annie's, I'm for sure getting like a cinnamon sugar pretzel because typically I do like to dip that guy in cheese, but it has to be like a really good processed cheese. You know what I mean? Like that it can stay in the cabinet, for years kind of processed cheese. Like that's the good stuff.
Yeah. God,
Just some nasty processed cheese.
I'm currently trying to, so we'll see where we are when this episode comes out in terms of the health, but I'm currently giving the whole intermittent fasting thing a try.
Okay.
Trying it out. I've done it for like 2 or 3 days now.
Okay.
And just drinking a shit ton of water, no coffee, which is an adjustment, but I feel like I'm one of those people that I don't drink coffee for what it does to me. I drink it for the taste.
Yeah.
I'm convinced coffee and energy drinks both don't do anything to me. Like I feel like when I was in middle school, if I had a Monster, I'd be up for 3 nights straight. But now if I have like a Monster or a Red Bull or something, it doesn't do it. If anything, I crash sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I totally agree with you because I actually also drink coffee for the taste of coffee. Now, if you were to hand me decaf, I'm not all about it.
No.
And I think it's just psychological.
It probably
There's
is.
nothing about decaf that probably tastes any different than regular coffee. I'm just not willing to give it up. However, I have cut back to 1 cup a day and I only do like not even a Splenda, what is it called? Truvia, like a little pack of, sweetener. And other than that, it's black. And I've given up the creamers and all of the things that make it taste really good. Although I still love it. I love coffee just the way I drink it.
Yeah, I need to get away from the cream. That's the problem for me.
Mhm.
I need to go black because once you go black, you never go back. They say that a lot.
I have heard. I don't know. I've heard.
But the coffee is what we're talking about right now.
Because I still don't drink it black.
Oh no, you're still not there yet.
I'm still not there because I'm still with the sweetener.
Yeah, I need to get there, but
Mhm.
I just like an iced coffee with like vanilla so much.
Okay.
And maybe I'm a psychopath too. I drink iced coffee year round. It could be 20 degrees outside and I'm getting iced coffee.
I'm not a big fan of the iced coffee.
Really?
Yeah, because then I feel like you need to put all the things in it to make it taste good.
This is true.
Yeah, because then it's kind of like a watered down. So you have to have like espresso and
Yeah.
all of the things in it to make it taste good. Like if I just put coffee over ice, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it's not the best. No, it's not.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly from when we first met, you had told me that you guys show up and
Mhm.
provide the service, but you do not supply the alcohol. Is that right?
No, we can't. Georgia law states that we can't bring the alcohol. I'm assuming it's because we are mobile
Sure,
and not a brick and mortar. So,
sure,
it's actually a good thing, I think, because if I were to bring the alcohol, then of course, like any good bar should and would, they would, go ahead and charge a lot more for the alcohol
sure.
and upcharge it. So, um, no, I do not supply the alcohol.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
But that way you can go to your, Total Wine and, let's say you're a member or whatever, and you get your points. What do they do? I don't
I
even
have no
know.
idea. Every time
I'm not
I
sure.
go there and they're like, "You want to be a member?" I'm like, "I'm not an alcoholic, thanks." But every time I think about it,
Lies,
it
all
makes
lies.
sense. It
No.
makes sense because if you're buying alcohol from there anyway,
Yeah,
like, might as well be earning something for it in this
exactly.
economy.
Yes.
Speaking of alcohol and speaking of Total Wine, April, can I tell you about a
Mhm.
supporter of your morning drive? I want
Absolutely.
to tell you about Good Days canned cocktails. I happen to have an empty one right there.
Okay.
So, Good Days are a classic cocktail brand created in a convenient, ready to drink format to meet the need for a quality, pre-mixed cocktail on any occasion. If you want to try Good Days, you can do that by going to their website, drinkgooddays.com/pages/find us. And you can find a store, a Total Wine, a liquor place near your home that is selling their drink. They've got 4 great iconic flavors. That one that's on display here in the video is the whiskey sour. They also have a vodka lime, a vodka cranberry, and a gin gimlet. And I love their drinks. They are a local company founded in Marietta and good people, and they've worked with Your Morning Drive now for 2 years. So they've been a long-term supporter of us. So we try to support them anytime we can. So drinkgooddays.com/locations so you can check out where to purchase. Of course, you must be 21 years of age to consume and to purchase. Thank you, Good Days, for supporting Your Morning Drive.
Thank you, Good Days. I
Yes.
actually would love to try one.
I have a couple of those, that flavor specifically in the
Mhm.
fridge. I can give you one before you leave.
Yeah,
They're great.
I'm gonna have to try one.
Because I won't lie to you, that
Mhm.
is my least favorite, but
Okay.
only because I am a fruity drink kind of guy, hence the
Okay.
Kool-Aid.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
the gin gimlet, the vodka lime, and the vodka cranberry,
Mhm.
all 3 of those hit for
Okay.
me. But my father and some of the more established drinkers in my life, and I say that not established as in you're an alcoholic, but I mean established as in their palates are like a real adult's, not a child's.
I kind of figured that's what you meant.
You would enjoy that,
Mm.
and so would your fiance probably.
Yeah,
So I'll give you a couple because I don't
awesome.
drink them. They're just sitting in the fridge. Yeah,
Well, I'm all in.
yeah. You didn't know you were gonna leave here with a gift.
I didn't. That's fun.
Well, that's just actually the first of many gifts,
Okay.
April. You're actually getting this coffee mug as well.
Oh,
That is yours.
how
So to
fun.
drink that almost
Thank
black
you.
coffee, you're gonna be able to drink your morning drive
I love it.
coffee. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I actually collect coffee bugs. That's
Ooh,
probably something you didn't know about me. Wherever I travel to, I love to get a coffee cup because it's something I'm going to use. And, the wackier, the better. I feel
sure.
like.
You got some crazy ones?
I do. I have some fun ones.
Oh, you should send me some
Yeah.
pictures later. I'd
I
love to see
should.
some.
I should. So yeah, I'm a collector of coffee mugs. And because everybody in my family knows that, they will go, wherever they're traveling and bring me back a coffee mug. So I actually have run out of room in my cabinet space.
That's the only reason I
That's a
haven't
problem.
become a coffee mug collector
Yeah.
because I also would love to collect coffee mugs.
Yes. And there's no room for
No, there's not. And some of
that.
the big ones, I've got some of these
Yeah.
obnoxiously large. Like I got my favorite coffee cup is probably this Donald Duck coffee cup I got from
Mhm.
Disney probably like 10 years ago. But it's huge. It's probably this big. It's just this giant round thing and it's got like a picture of Donald Duck on it.
That's so fun.
And I'm obsessed with it because it's so big, but it's also a bitch because it takes up so much room in the pantry. Whereas this guy is a
Yes.
smaller mug, not going to take as much
Exactly.
room from you.
Right. Right.
You got more room, but I love a good
Yeah.
coffee mug.
I do too. And it is important as to how that coffee is gonna taste in the morning,
Yeah.
as to which mug you're drinking it out of.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
If it's a sucky mug, it's gonna be a sucky coffee.
It is. That's just how it goes. Again, it's totally psychological.
How do you decide when to purge a coffee mug? Have you
Oh,
purged
I
a
have
coffee
not.
mug?
I have not purged a coffee mug yet. Some don't get used.
Yeah.
They're kind of like
In the back.
in the back.
And you tell yourself every once in a while, you're like, I use the same damn coffee cups
I
every single
really
time.
do. Yeah.
I'm going to use those ones in the back. You never do.
I never
You
do.
never do.
No, and
None
they
of us
just
do.
sit back there. And actually now it's like it's such a problem because it's like I've got, coffee mugs and they're kind of stacked on top of each other. And when you open it, you're just like praying
Yeah.
that everything doesn't come falling out, which they have. So I would say I've purged a coffee mug or two
By accident.
By accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely came flying at you because it wasn't, quite in the little nook, right? Yeah, came flying out. So
We're similar in that if we travel somewhere we've never been, we'll get a Christmas ornament from it.
okay, yeah.
And if we ever go back to that place, we'll either get another Christmas ornament or we'll get like a fridge magnet.
Okay.
But I'm also a hat guy. I love to wear a hat. I'm actually surprised I'm not wearing one right now. But I've been given some shit lately from the missus that I need to purge a couple because that stack,
Oh,
because we've got these like
yeah.
cool like things that the bills like slide into so it can
Yeah.
hold like 7 or 8 of them in a row.
Mhm.
And I've got like 3 of those, but then I've just got this stack of hats next to it that's kind of slowly climbing. And she's like, buddy, you need to purge a couple of those. I'm like, but I don't want to. I've purged the ones that could be purged.
I know. And now do you wear them all?
No, wear like the same 7 hats. I could
I
purge the rest of them,
understand
but they all like, I don't want to say they all mean something, but they
Mhm.
do all kind of mean something from an occasion or like, I'm never going to throw away a coffee mug, a shirt or a hat from the
Mhm.
Masters. I can't throw
Right.
that away. Keeping that
I
forever.
actually have a hat from the Masters.
Yeah.
I do. I've never been, but my fiance's cousin is actually like a golf pro.
Really?
And he's a teacher,
Good for
which
him.
he needs to teach me because I'm bad at the golf. But I really want to jump in because my fiance loves it so much. And he's done all of the different golf courses. And I'm like, well, I want to play. I am no good.
Do you want to play because you're genuinely interested in playing, or do you want to play like my wife is like, I want to come with you because golf is a sport where you're away from home for 4 hours.
Oh,
Do you
no.
want to be with him more, or maybe it's a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both. Like I would love to learn how to play. I love the cute little outfits. I'm gonna be honest.
The
I think
golfer gals.
yeah, the golfer gals look so
They do.
adorable. And if I can just sit and have a cocktail and drive the golf cart, it's probably not smart. But if
It's
I
exactly what
could, yeah.
Catherine says. She's
Yeah.
like, I just want to drink and drive the golf cart.
See, we'd get along just great.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm like, we should just all go golfing. By we, I mean you two.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we sit and look cute
Yeah.
in the golf cart.
Yeah. Well, he would probably hate to golf with me considering I am the worst golfer of all time.
Are you?
I'm so bad. My friends give me so much shit because they always ask me. I'm thankful for that. They always ask me to come with them, but I turn them down more often than not. And I
Really?
do feel bad because I do like the guy time, but I don't want to pay $100 to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. Especially
And to have a miserable time. I do have a set of clubs. I do
Mhm.
have all of the golf gadgets, so it looks like I know what I'm doing,
right.
but I actually am so bad at golf.
Mhm.
Golf is like bowling. Like you could like hit one dinger
Yeah.
on the course, like just hit one straight down the middle during that round, and it's going to keep you coming back. Same thing with bowling. If you roll a couple
Mhm.
strikes, you're like, oh, I'm a professional.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It like fuels your confidence so not correctly. But
it's
yeah,
fun.
but I'm just there for the drinking, for the camaraderie, for the music. I'm just there for the vibes, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hit the ball too. But my friend, sometimes maybe it's a waste of money, but I'll just sit out a hole or two. If I'm like
Really?
really having a bad day, like if I'm really not hitting them good,
Yeah.
I'll just be like, fuck it. I'm sitting in the cart. I'll jam on the music and drink another drink.
Exactly. So
But-
it is definitely about friendship too, and just
Yeah.
like everybody get out and
Yeah.
get together. So I do want to learn, but definitely my fiance is not allowed to teach me. Um, we just, when you're comfortable with that person and they're trying to teach you something, and you're frustrated and you feel like you can just be yourself with them. And so I tend to get a little nasty.
Sure.
And I'm like,
Well, golf and food and alcohol aside,
mhm.
April, tell me, kind of give me a little of your origin story, kind of. Where are you from? I know I said Chicago, and I know a little bit of this from when we met for coffee, but kind of give me and the people some insight on where you come from, parents, siblings, upbringing. Were you an athlete? Kind of give us kind of the little origin story.
Sure. So, I grew up in Hanover Park, Illinois, which is a little teeny tiny town in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. My granny, which would be my mom's grandmother, actually had the cutest little brownstone near Wrigley. And so that was like a really cool place when we were kids because we'd get to go to Wrigley Field and then, Granny just lived down the street. So I grew up there. I have one sibling. His name is Keith. He's a year older than I am.
Keith.
Keith.
What up, Keith?
Yeah, and he is the total opposite of me.
Really?
Oh yeah,
So
he
he
is.
sucks?
No.
Just kidding. Shout out to you, Keith.
Right, yeah. He is actually super shy, like,
Really?
such an introvert, which is totally
Where's that come from? Are either your parents introverts or extroverts? Like,
I feel like maybe my mom was an
mhm,
introvert, my dad definitely not. I have probably more of his
sure.
personality traits. I didn't well, so my mom actually passed away when I was 14.
I'm sorry.
So she was definitely younger. I think she was 43 when she passed. She had breast cancer, and so, that made the rest of the upbringing just a little more difficult, and then my dad actually passed away when I was 32. So both parents passed young, both cancer. My dad was actually an Army vet. He was in Vietnam, and which the crazy thing is, you would ask him questions about it, and he would not talk about
Of
it.
course not.
Yeah. There was I've seen pictures and stuff, from when
Sure.
he was in the Army, but he just really didn't wanna talk about it. He was a tank mechanic, I do know that, and he was a marksman, which was actually
Like a sniper? Shit.
yeah.
What a badass he
I
was.
know, and I didn't know any of that until I, got the records.
Yeah.
Went ahead and submitted the thing online to get his discharge papers and
Wow.
found that out, and I was like, "That is"
Do you think the cancer what kind of cancer was it?
Well, so my dad was lung cancer, and
Okay.
he had been a smoker probably since the time he was,
Okay.
15. But then also he was exposed to Agent Orange,
I
and
was just gonna
so
say,
yeah, so who really knows in
yeah.
that scenario?
I don't even really this shows you how much homework I need to do. I don't know what I love history. I'm a
Yeah.
huge history guy. I don't know a ton about Vietnam, but I do know that Agent Orange was a huge thing. I don't even really know what Agent Orange was. I know that it was like this thing, right, where like was it planes flew over and
Mhm.
dropped like this gas? And what was it
Yeah.
like poison gas, really? Or
It
was it
was
like
so basically it was definitely poisonous, but it was to kill all of the brush so that they could see.
so the Vietnamese couldn't hide?
Right.
Understood. Which is interesting, but also it's like collateral damage if your
Yeah.
people are down there.
Yeah,
It's
of
like dropping a
course.
nuclear bomb on a city that is exposed to some kind of crazy disease,
Right.
but there's also people living there that aren't exposed to the disease. And it's like, well, we got to kill the whole city
Yeah.
to maximize or to make sure that the disease doesn't spread,
Yeah, exactly.
which is just sad. But
It is sad. So yeah, that's about all I really know. And my dad and I really got along, but again, just makes for a very weird childhood. He was, dating other women, and
mm,
that was really hard on a
was it?
14-year-old girl who was
Sure.
just, trying to figure things out anyways. And you know what? Like high school is hard, middle school is hard, Mean Girls. I wish I could say that when you grow up they go away, but they don't. I have found Mean Girls in my 40s. Like this is
Mean
kind
girls are real.
they're real. It's a real problem.
Guys too. Guys do suck. Some
Do they
guys suck.
really?
Oh yeah, some guys suck. I mean,
Mhm.
and I'm a guy that likes pretty much everybody I
Yeah.
meet. So if I meet somebody and someone's like, "So what'd you think of so and so?" Or if I'm
Mhm.
like, "Mm-mm,"
Yeah.
like that's their way of saying like, "Oh, maybe I should watch this person." because I love everyone really, but yeah, if I feel any type of way about somebody, and some guys, like there's a guy that I'm actually thinking of right now for whatever reason, and I do not like him.
Yeah.
Have I ever spoken to him? No, but I've observed him in a social setting, and I'm like, I know that guy sucks. I know that guy sucks.
Right.
I don't even have to talk to him. I know he sucks.
That's
It is
terrible.
because some people say good things about this guy,
Yeah, and you're
but
like,
I look at him from
not
afar
what
and
I've
I'm like,
seen.
I'm not even friending him on Facebook. Like, and we have like 70 mutual friends. Not doing it. Not
Really?
doing it.
Oh,
I have no
wow.
intentions. I have
Interesting.
no intentions of talking to him.
Yeah.
If
Maybe
he
Frank. No,
in
I
my
don't know his
current
name.
in my new entrepreneurial journey, if he inquired to do business with me, I would not listen. I would not do it. I just know. I just know.
You just know like he's just not a good dude.
No, I'm not doing it. I would love to be proved wrong,
Uh-huh.
but nah,
Yeah.
not doing it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm definitely an observer too.
Yeah.
So, I think that probably stems from like, childhood trauma or whatever.
Maybe.
And I guess I never realized it was traumatic what happened to me. It was my mom passing away when I was 14. I never realized that it was traumatic until I was probably well into my 30s and somebody was like, "Gosh, it must have been traumatic." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess so." But when you're that age, it's just something that you deal with, right?
Sure.
Um, but it definitely made me an observer of everything. And so I have this terrible habit now of being like, if somebody says something, but their face doesn't match, I'm like, "What's wrong? Something no, you didn't mean that."
Yeah.
And I do have a bad habit of calling, well, certain people out because I'm
Yeah.
like,
You call people out
I do.
like to their face.
Yeah, because 'cause I'm like, that's not what your body language is saying." And because I pick up on it, and you can I don't know, I think, again, just that observing.
Yeah, not everyone can read
Thing.
body language.
Right.
And those who can, like you and I, it's
Mhm.
like, hmm,
Mm.
I'm not one to, maybe I need to work on this. I'm not one to call people out, but I'm like, okay, I'm blacklisting that person. I'm not going to talk to them. Not going to
Yeah.
invite them to shit.
No, yeah,
I'm
just kind
not
of like,
going to associate. No.
yeah.
If someone's like, oh my God, such and such is so cool, you should go talk to him. I'll be like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like, just, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Um,
That's funny.
it sounds super negative, but I do love 99.999% of people.
Yeah.
It's just like that little 0.1% that's like, they could jump off a bridge and I'd be cool with it. So,
Yeah.
okay, so grew up in
Okay.
the Midwest, moved
Mhm.
to Georgia in like was it
It was
2012?
2012, so my then husband, uh, got a job with, I don't know, can I say Home Depot's?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
so, with Home Depot's corporate office, and that was like his kind of like big fish, if you will. That's who he had always wanted to work for, and, because before then, now mind you, neither one of us had any kind of college education. It was just really hard work and networking, really. So, he was working at Sears, I believe, at the time, and he was a merchant for Sears, and Home Depot called him in and probably, like, they have the craziest, like, interview process.
Really?
Yes, like, you have to jump through hoops, fly out to Atlanta a couple of times so that so and so can meet you, and then you have to go see somebody else, and then somebody else has to have a phone interview with you. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
And so he jumped through all these hoops, and then, he was able to get the job, and it was such a great opportunity for us. And I was all too happy to leave because, Illinois winters are not amazing.
Nope.
And I would kind of get the winter blues every year. And it's not so much the cold, it's the dark, cloudy,
Hmm.
gray overcast that's about 80% of the
Yeah.
time.
It's not
And
beautiful.
no,
The movies
no,
are lying.
they are
It is a
lying.
very sad season.
It is, and it's a very long
It's like
season.
6 months of the year. It's cold as
Yes, it's
shit.
probably longer than that if we're
Yeah.
being
And then in the
honest.
summers, it's wicked humid and it's
Mhm.
miserable to
It
go
is,
outside.
it is. So it's like you don't really have a happy medium there.
Yeah.
So we were definitely all too happy to move out here, and, so when we moved out here, I was already a stay-at-home mom, so I had my 3 kids, and previous to that, I I was working for a company called Household at the time. I don't know if anybody even remembers Household, but HSBC bought them out.
Okay.
And I did customer service for them, and I did a lot of, um, call service kind of stuff. So call center, rather. Call service. It sounds terrible.
It sounds like you're talking about
It
escorts.
does. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, that's call center. And after I had done that for a while, I was like, well, I'm kind of bored with this. I get bored with jobs easily. So like once
So
I
do I.
know the job and I'm like good at it and I kind of know all the ins and outs, which is it's pretty quick. I pick up pretty quick. Then I'm bored. So I couldn't wait to move into something else. And I remember applying for this position in loan processing, and I didn't know anything about mortgages or loan processing. But I was like, hey, this job opportunity is there. Well, I interviewed. Oh, no, maybe I didn't even interview. I think that the HR person had come back and was like, you're just not qualified. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I call my friend whose brother works in that department. And the next thing I know, I'm getting a call from one of the managers there. It is like everybody is all about who you
It
know.
really is.
It really is.
Really is.
And then lo and behold, I got the job over there. So that was kind of like my introduction to loan processing and mortgages and refis. Now, mind you, this was right before the 2008
Mm,
crash. I was a part of that. I was, just doing loans for people who were not qualified for a
yeah. But it was your
loan.
job. You
But
were
it
paid
was
to
my
do it.
job. Yeah. And I didn't do the underwriting. I was a paper passer.
Yeah.
Really is
Yeah. So you
what
didn't
that.
approve them for these
No,
loans.
no, 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 I didn't approve them, but
Yeah.
I could see how this was going down.
Yeah.
Like, this was not good, and we were doing loans for, gosh, business for self, right? And so it would just stated income, which basically meant just like, "I'm telling you I make this," but there's no paperwork to back it up. And now, obviously, this isn't gonna go well. So, it was definitely a part of that. That's a big thing of what I remember from that. And then I found out I was pregnant with my 3rd, and I was just like, "I am exhausted." I had twins already. I had my children early. I was 21. So I had twins early on, and now I was pregnant with my 3rd, and I was 27. So I was just kind of like, "I am exhausted, and can I stay home already?" Like, if we have to eat ramen noodles, like, I'm in, if I can just stay home and watch the kids. So we did, and fast forward, we move out here, and a little bit later, I'm like, I'm bored again." Not to say that being at home with your kids is boring, because it's not. You
Yeah. There's
actually
no
have,
time to be boring.
yeah, you have a million things going on, but it's not like a fun job. You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I've gotta hurry home and vacuum."
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not fun. But so then I decided I wanted to be a real estate agent. So I went ahead and, did my little online course and
Got the
got
license.
the license. I did that for a couple of years, and I think because I was already a loan processor before, it just made me a more efficient real estate agent, because I'm like,
Because you knew how the paperwork worked.
yeah, and I know what you're gonna need, and please, for the love of God, do not buy anything big purchase before you're home. Before you close on a home, do not purchase anything big.
What do people do? Go and like buy a new car?
They buy new furniture, and that puts a big ding on your credit. So
Yeah.
if you're buying new furniture for just wait.
Yeah.
It'll come.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when we bought this house, they had told us, like, all right, for the next 60 days, don't do anything crazy. And I
Mhm,
was like, define crazy. And they're like, don't make any large purchases. Don't
mhm.
make any large decisions. Don't do anything. Just coast for the next 30
Yes,
to 60 days.
exactly.
And I was like, all right, that's fine. And then something happened and I did have to fork out like a couple grand for something. And I remember
Mhm.
calling my mortgage lady and I was just like, am I fucked? And she was just like, no, dude, you're fine. You don't need to affect your credit in any
Right.
way. I was like, okay,
Yeah, like,
got
if
it.
you're paying for cash, it's
Right.
totally different, but
Yeah.
if you're like, "I'm gonna finance, like, a new bedroom set and
Yeah.
couch and all of
No,
that," then no,
no.
don't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for a couple of years, but that was also hard, and I had littles and kind of like running around and trying to show houses, but then also I've got, my girl softball game. So I kind of took a break from that, and then Gosh, let's see. What did I do after that? So my girls go off to college, right? And this was 2020. So that was like a terrible year. My girls graduated, went off to college on the COVID 2020 year, which was real shitty, if I may.
You may.
And yeah, they were supposed to have prom the
Mm.
day after they shut down
Oh,
everything that Friday. That Friday, I think it was like March.
it was like March like 11th or
Yeah, it's
something like
something
that.
crazy like
Yeah,
that, and then their prom was, like, the Saturday after, so they didn't even get to go to prom, but, so after they go off to college, there's an opening at my son's private school as a preschool parapro, and again, I've never done anything like that, but I was like, I mean, how hard could it be?
sure.
And I actually really loved it, dealing with the littles, they were just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Um, but then my chiropractor, who I'd been seeing for years and years, said, "My gosh, we need a chiropractic assistant. We really want you to come work here." And I was like, "That, I mean, that's it. You're just like giving me the job." She's like, "Yeah." So that's kind of how I fell into that too, is worked for, went to the chiropractor and then she hired me, worked there until I found out, well, not found out, like it was my decision to get divorced and it was a long time coming. And, but now I'm like on my own and, I've got this like little part time, chiropractic assistant job. And I'm like, when do I do it now? I've got to pay bills and all of that. So I ended up working for an architecture firm as a permit expediter. Never done that either. And I'm telling you, I've all of these roles, I'm like, "I don't know, put me in, coach, like, I'm gonna figure it out."
yeah, right.
So I did, and after a while, I realized, like, it really aggravates me when people don't work on my level, because my standard is here, and if your standard's down here, it really gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
And, I ended up quitting there, and I'm like, "Well, I've got enough in savings right now, like, maybe I can, just really figure out what I wanna do for myself,
Hmm.
being that life is really way too short to be unhappy." So, I remembered so this woman and her husband had come into the chiropractor's office, and at one point, you make a lot of small talk, as I'm, like, putting people on muscle stim and, different, therapies. "Oh, what do you do?" And she said, "Well, I own a mobile bar." And I'm like, "Well, tell me about that.
Yeah.
I too like to drink." And so she was telling me how she got started and, they had bought a horse trailer and all this stuff, and I got to see pictures. Now fast forward like 5 years later when I'm, by myself and like, what am I gonna do? It just kind of stuck in the back of my head of all the things I could do and, start my own or go work for somebody. I really thought this was the coolest thing ever. I get to mix cocktails and I get to make my own and create my own. And I feel like I've got a really good palate, and I have not had anybody say, "Wow, I really don't like that." Not
Well,
once.
that's good.
Yeah, so good news is
Yeah,
I'm pretty good at it.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
So another thing that I know another person that's really good at something, April, can I tell you about them?
Yes, please.
I'm going to tell you all about my friends at Branded and Devoted Designs.
Ooh,
Can
yeah,
I,
tell me about that.
I will, I will. Guys, are you looking to level up your company's merch and swag game? Your brand deserves much better than boring swag. Branded and Devoted Designs, they can put your logo on anything. They make polos, hats, mugs, tumblers. They do these great laser engraved mugs that we might have sitting in front of us right now. They just absolutely kill it with everything they do. Their attention to detail is truly one of a kind. They've worked with Your Morning Drive and Hammerhead Creations for quite a long time, and we love to support them, and we love that they're supporting us as well. If you also contact them, you contact them and place an order with them, they'll give you 10% off your order because I sent you. So if you're looking to snag some polos, it's the new year, you're looking to level up that merch, if you want to get pens, golf balls, golf tees, literally anything you can think of, they'll do it for you. So hoodies, jackets, I mean, literally everything, guys, phone cases, literally anything you want. Branded and Devoted Designs will take care of you. Again, mention that I sent you. and you can get 10% off your order. Your Morning Drive. Yeah, that's the show we're doing. And I don't know why I said Your Morning Drive. Brandon Devoted Designs, thank you for supporting Your Morning Drive.
There you go.
So at this point, you're like, okay, I'm going to do the beverage thing.
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
And so what does that look like? Like, what's the first move?
The first move, and I probably shouldn't have, but I went out and bought a trailer, a horse trailer from
So you
somebody.
just bit the bullet.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. Now I personally could not transform the thing. So, but I've got good ideas.
Yeah.
I just need somebody else to execute.
Sure.
So I bought the horse trailer and I knew what colors I wanted. I didn't have a logo at the time, didn't know what I wanted to name
My company.
Had gone through all kinds of different names. The first name I had come up with was called, I think, All Mixed Up, which would be really fun because also so am I.
I kind of like All Mixed Up.
Yes. And I loved it, but there was already a company name in
the
Georgia
domain was taken.
So I was like,
one thing I want to point out real quick before you go even further into that is I really admire, because you're very similar in my journey of like, you bounced from industry to industry to industry. You took a little bit from each job and applied it to the next, probably. And I agree with you so much on like the standard thing, because my previous job before, biting the bullet and taking this leap was that I had this attention to detail and level of standard, I guess, that was like up here, and everyone around me, it was like down here, and it pissed me off to no degree. Like, it made me so angry. And I would like have these one-on-ones with my boss, and I'd be like, well, so-and-so's not doing their weight, so-and-so's not pulling. They'd be like, you got to worry about you. And I'm like, but that's not, if we're supposed to be a team, they're not teaming. I'm teaming, but they're not teaming. And so it really frustrated me. So I love that you feel that way too, because I felt like I was always alone when I would tell people. I'm like, yeah, but they're not trying. Everyone would always say, worry about you, worry about you, worry about you. I am worried about me, and I'm kicking ass worrying about me, but they're not worrying about them, because if they were, they wouldn't be sucking so hard.
Right.
And
very hard.
It pissed me off so bad. There's one dude in particular I'm thinking of that just fucking sucked. I'm not going to say his name, but those who know, know. But he just never put in the work, the time, the attention to detail. There was always something missing. I fucking hated working with that guy. But I similarly bounced from construction to IT to finance to customer service. So, I mean, it's just so funny. Again, like, and I got all of those jobs based on someone I know, and it's wild.
Isn't that wild? Like, nobody had ever like picked my resume up. Well, maybe one or two times, but for the majority of when I got hired or where I got hired, it was because of somebody that I knew. So networking is a very, very, very big deal. That's how we met.
That is how we met. I think I slid into the DMs.
You slid into my DMs, yeah. But probably because I knew Whitney.
You do know Whitney. You did her podcast.
I did her podcast, yeah.
And I listened to her podcast and was like, this chick sounds cool. But I was hesitant to reach out to you at first because I don't love to repeat industries a lot. And I had a mutual friend, Stephanie, on for the Rolling Pour, a few months back. And I was like, well, I could reach out to her and just introduce myself. And we met, got coffee, and I was going to say I was obsessed with you ever since, but that's not the right way to say it.
It's okay.
We just clicked immediately.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, we got to get her on the podcast, because if the conversation over coffee is this good, then let's get a couple microphones and a couple drinks and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like I'm babysitting.
I know, right?
I don't know what's going on.
Babysitting
my drink.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing? You're nursing
that's not normal.
Yeah, no. I was expecting that thing to be downed by now. And the only thing I hate about glasses too is the condensation, and it drips.
It's a little drippy. But
It's drippy, but we do what we can.
Exactly.
But yeah, we hit it off immediately. Yeah. And I've just found, especially with this new, stage of life I'm in, networking is so important.
It really is.
And even like Like, do you go to networking groups and stuff? Do you do the group thing, or do you prefer to do it how I do it? And like, I want to meet with people one-on-one.
So I have done more of the group setting, but then it's interesting because you kind of gravitate towards certain people. And for whatever reason, I think it's just an intuition thing too.
True.
It's like I'm for sure gonna hang out with you, kind of situation. So I've really done just a few one-on-ones, but mostly it's been in group settings. Now I have had one-on-ones where it was the most painful one-on-one where, like,
You're doing all the
you're
talking.
doing all the talking and, like, trying to get this person to give you just a little bit,
Anything.
anything, and that is hard.
I had one of those last week. It was
You
miserable.
It is not fun.
Miserable.
And, like, how do you, like, excuse yourself without
Being
being
rude.
rude? Yeah.
Well, some people, and that was another one of those moments, not on the standard level,
Mhm.
but like it was another moment where I would have had to think like, okay, no, not everyone is as social as I am.
Mhm.
So I shouldn't give this girl shit because she's a little reeled in.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm out there. Um, but yeah, it was miserable.
Yeah, and I guess
I hated every minute of it.
I know, isn't that hard?
And
It's
I
so
saw some
hard.
great potential with this person too. I was like, oh my God, we could like trade referrals. Like, this is going to be great. Did not like it at
At
all.
all.
It was
Aw.
miserable. Yeah, it was not great. But I mean, one out of, if I really did it, y'all. The first month of doing the entrepreneur thing, I met with like 20 people during that
That's a
month. I met
lot.
so many freaking people. But that's the shit I've been waiting to do. So when I got the chance, I was just like, let's meet, let's meet, let's meet, let's meet, let's meet.
Yeah.
Um, and out of 20, she was the only one that sucked. And I feel like I got pretty lucky with that.
You did get lucky because I was gonna say, 1 out of 20 ain't bad.
Not at all.
That's
That's
not bad at
actually a
all.
win.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
So
because I've had several doozies that I'm like,
really,
"This is just."
what
Yeah.
did you think after leaving the one with me?
I thought we had so much fun.
I thought so too.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, we would definitely hang out
Yeah.
and just be friends."
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
For sure.
I mean, networking aside,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
or whatever, but I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely."
Yeah.
It was just fun, and
It's
it's easy.
it is easy, and it's so great to be able to like to vibe with somebody. Like even when we text, we vibe. Like
Mhm.
it's just a fun, not boring exchange of conversation.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of the times it's about business or how's this or how's that. Like it's just easy to
Mhm.
talk. You're easy to talk to, and then I would think that I'm easy to talk to as well. So it's just easy
Which
with some
makes it
people.
yeah, which makes us good at what we do. So, like, obviously, I'm a great bartender because who doesn't wanna talk
Right.
to the fun bartender,
Right.
right? But then also in your job, you have to be able to communicate with somebody who's like, "Hey, this is what I want for my business." When you're doing marketing and branding and all of that, like, you have to be able to talk to that person and be like, "Oh, that's not really what I wanted," or, "I love that." But you wanna be able to have that easy conversation, you know?
Sure.
And you want it to be I keep saying easy, but you want it to be fluid and
And the worst is when people don't know what they want. I hate it with like, well, at least like when you like bought the horse trailer, had ideas and
I
you
did,
knew what
yeah.
you wanted to do pretty generally, maybe not specific, but generally you're like, all right, I want it to have this look, this feel. It needs to
Mhm.
have that there, that. But some people, that they spend, a few $100 and hire somebody, but they have no idea what they want. And then everything you do is not good enough.
Right.
But it's like, but you don't even know what you want. So how am I the bad guy here? I'm just executing on your business. And if your business doesn't know what it is, that's not my fault.
It's not
And I'm curious to see by the time this comes out if I still have this client that I'm working with right now, but they're just a pain. Just a pain. They don't know
really
what they want. They're doing too many things. Just a pain. But I can't drop them yet because they're paying me a
yeah,
good amount.
right.
And it's
Yeah.
like, ugh, I can't just drop.
No, I
I'd be
know.
curious by the time this comes out if that'd be fun to look back on
It
and
would
see
be.
if I'm still working with them because I really don't want to be. I really don't
Yeah.
want to be. I got to replace
Oh,
them though.
yeah.
Um, maybe not the same amount of income, but I got to find
Mhm.
2 or 3 people that will match their level. But yeah, some people don't know what they want, but and it's so funny that like, we bounce from industry to industry, but yet we still know what we want. We are supported by Jess Suro Photo. Jess Suro Photo offers personalized portrait sessions that bring out the best in every moment, whether you need family portraits, senior pictures, or photos for engagement announcements. Jessica combines creativity and expertise to deliver breathtaking images you'll treasure forever. She provides tailored sessions to fit your needs, high quality images with attention to detail, and fun, friendly professional service. She's done our professional headshots at Your Morning Drive and Hammerhead Creations for the past couple years. We love her. We recommend her any chance we get. So go ahead and book her today. Capture life's most special moments with Jess Suro Photo. This episode of Your Morning Drive is sponsored by Bees Charitable Pursuits and Resources. If you're a small business or organization with a heart for community, Bees wants to partner with you. They work alongside local businesses and nonprofits to support meaningful causes through fundraising, marketing, and networking. And if you're a nonprofit looking to grow your reach or a small business that needs help connecting, promoting, and making a bigger impact, Bees Charitable Pursuits and Resources has the tools, relationships, and experience to help you move forward. Learn more about them and get involved at beescharitablepursuits.com. Like, it's almost like we were building to what we're both doing right now, slowly but surely the whole time. You just had to go through all those different hoops to get to where you're at right now,
Exactly.
which is so fun to think about.
It is.
The
And
universe is so weird.
it is. It is. And I actually just went back home to Chicago this past
How was it?
weekend. It was so weird to be home because nothing looks like it did when I left it. Like I'm on familiar streets, but they're not familiar anymore.
Mm.
Like I know the name of this street, but I'm like, that wasn't there and that wasn't there, like, and it was very foreign to me. And it's always a whirlwind when I go home because I have so much family there that it's like I'm running over here to see this person and over here to see this person and trying to get it all worked out it's just a lot. But I got to see the people that I really wanted to see, and that was what was important for me. I have an aunt that's not doing well, and
Sorry.
it was so important for me to see her while I still can. So, yeah, and we had a lovely breakfast, and I just enjoyed every minute of it. But the weather was actually very nice. It was probably the same as it was here. So that was kinda nice too. I didn't have to, I did bring a winter coat just in case.
Of course, you
'Cause
got to.
I know how
You
this
never
goes.
know.
Yeah, I never know. And I'm like, a cold baby bird now. When I go home, I'm like, I'm not used to it dropping below, a certain
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
So, I feel like at 68 degrees is where I used to have the house set. Like now I'm freezing. If it's below 71, I'm like, "Ooh," you know? Like, "Baby bird needs some more feathers." Like, it's weird.
I'm lucky in that I feel like I'm still okay in the cold. Like, I feel like it's gotta be below 40 degrees for me to be uncomfortable. Like, I'll still wear shorts when it's 50 degrees outside. Yeah,
Really?
I'm a
Oh
weirdo. Yeah.
gosh.
I'll wear, like, a hoodie and a pair of and
Yeah,
some
and pair of
shorts.
shorts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my son. He'll
Yeah.
he'll wear shorts all year long.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. There was like this meme that went around, when he was in middle school from like all the moms. And it was like, can't let my friends know that I own a jacket. And it was the honest truth. Like these kids would not wear a jacket. It could be -12 and he's like, "Oh, I can't let my friends know I own this jacket,"
Yeah.
It's
So
the funniest.
you're networking, you're doing the
Yeah.
thing, you start the business, you get the trailer, you renovate it, you do all the things you're doing
Mhm.
to it. And then what was the first event that you got to do?
So actually that's a really cool thing. The first event that I got to do was for my next door neighbor.
No way.
So his daughter was getting married, and the night before, they had had the rehearsal dinner, and afterwards, he had everybody over at his house, and he was like, "Hey, I'll pay you to come on over. We'll do a couple of mixed drinks," and this was a good way for me to kind of ease into it because I don't know if
It was
anybody.
familiar territory.
Yes, and I don't know that anybody else knows this, but I was never a bartender before.
That's what was the biggest shocker, I think, when I met you and you said that you were never a bartender. I
I
was
was
like,
never a
"Huh?"
bartender. Yeah. But that's the easy part. Anybody can measure and shake up. Oh yeah.
I'd be so nervous.
I don't know. I feel like it's easy. But for me, it's the hard part is like you can't teach personality
Yeah,
and you can't teach creativity.
true.
So at that point, I was just kind of like, let me just ease into this. And he had probably maybe 80 people or so at his house. But the nice part was we just literally had to take that trailer and just move it over next door,
Yeah.
which was great. So me and my daughters always help me bartend, and I've taught them, here's your basic drinks. And then anything after that is, kind of like mixology, but we'll talk about that later. So we came in and he had just like simple drinks, beer and wine, and it was a great success. Everybody was like, "This trailer is so cool." And that's kind of what I needed to know was like, is this thing
Is this cool?
yes, is this thing even like worth it
Yeah,
to have? And it turns out it was because
yeah,
everybody was like, "This is the cutest thing ever." So we had hung like string lights and, made it all just fun
yeah.
and well, Instagram worthy, of
Of
course.
course, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was the very first event that I did.
very cool.
And then so that was in November of last year. So actually that was right around this time that I had just started the business, like
Yay.
had like done, the Instagram page and the Facebook page and the website was finally up and running. Which is no joke, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Building a website. You do it,
I do.
right? Yeah.
I do.
So I don't. It turns
Did you
out.
build this one? Didn't you build this one yourself?
I had yes, I did,
You
and
did so good on it.
that was a really long
Yeah, oh yeah,
process.
it
It was
takes a long
very long.
time.
Yeah.
It always
Um,
makes me upset when people are like, "So how long is this gonna take?" And I'm just like, "As long as it takes."
yes, that was so long, and me just trying to navigate through so my website is through Wix,
Yeah.
and trying to navigate how the heck you do anything. So my daughter had to show me a lot. I did have somebody kind of just set up the generic kind of pages for me. And then I was able to go back in and
And play.
change it. Yeah, plug and play how I wanted it to look.
I'm impressed because your website is very nice and you made it on Wix, which is wild to me because I think Wix is the most difficult platform to use.
Turns out.
One of them. One of the most difficult to use.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were able to craft what you made on Wix is just impressive.
Thank
So kudos to
you.
you on doing that
Thank you.
because it's not easy. A lot of people are like, "Yeah, I made my website myself," and you pull it up and I'm like, "Yeah, I can tell."
Yeah.
But like for
There's a
yours, it
lot.
looked like it was professionally made. Yeah.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
me.
Look at you go.
Yeah,
You
look at
figured part
me.
of it out.
I'm telling you, you give me something and it might take a minute, but I'm going to figure it out.
It's part of doing the whole business for yourself thing. You're running accounting, marketing, and all of it. I mean, you're doing
Mhm.
the whole damn thing and operations and planning and you're doing the whole thing.
All the things. I actually used to work for I skipped over that. I used to work for an accounting firm. So I must have been
There's no way you would
19.
last to be an accountant. Most accountants are
Oh,
miserable.
they are miserable. Although the one that I worked for was actually a lot of fun.
Really.
He had and it was just kind of like this old house that he had, the business set up in. We would finish tax season and, I was just kind of like an assistant and I handled one of the dentists that was his client. And I'll never forget his name. It was like a very Greek name. But anyway, I think I called him Dr. B because it was such a long Greek last name. It was a lot of fun. But at the end of the tax season, he was shotgunning cans of beer.
Jesus.
I mean, and I wasn't even old enough to drink, but I mean, I did anyway.
Of course.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but actually, he was having an affair with the administrative assistant. We
Nice.
all knew it.
I mean, not nice, but
Yeah, we all knew it because we watched them leave within 5 minutes of each other.
you're
And,
like, oh, they're going to bang.
they would be gone for the same amount of time, and, so turns out the wife found out and, like, spray painted the building. We come into work one day,
No
and she
shit.
had spray painted the building like such and such is a whore. And we were like, "She knew." And we walk in and he is just like a big puddle of tears, like he is, so remorseful and I'm so sorry I did this to you guys. And yeah, That was one of the interesting things, but you could always tell when there's like a work, situation,
Yeah.
because it's a shitstorm.
Pause. Let's think about this for a second.
Mm.
Okay. Maybe I'm a bad guy, but I don't think she's the villain in this situation.
No, absolutely not.
If you sleep with somebody that you know is married, are you a shitty person?
Yeah.
If you don't know they're married,
Mhm.
are you a shitty person?
I don't think so. If you are unaware that they're
Yeah,
married,
because
I don't
all you
think
know,
so.
he's taking his ring off and throwing it in his pocket.
Right, exactly. But us working there, like his wife had come into the
Sure.
office several times.
The
and kept
administrative
bringing it up.
assistant should
Oh
know.
yeah, everybody was fully aware.
Wow.
Yeah, so I blame the both of them. I mean, it takes two to tango in that
Yeah,
situation
it
for
does.
sure.
It does.
But yeah, and I'm sure that there have been several situations where maybe somebody doesn't know that the other
You
person's
know,
married,
I
but you'd
say
have to have some kind of inkling.
I say all this, April, but I still don't think she's the bad person
No.
because like spray painting that she's a whore,
Mhm.
like I would argue your husband's the whore.
Agree.
And she just happened to be the recipient. Yes, she knew you were married. She does suck to some
Mhm.
degree in more ways than one.
Oh,
But
yes.
yeah, he knows better than anybody.
Pun intended.
Intended. But I still think him being the one that's married is the asshole. He's the
Yeah.
asshole here.
Absolutely.
She sucks
For sure.
because she knew,
She knew.
but he's the asshole
Yeah.
here.
I totally
I
agree
guess
with
two
you.
things can be true at once. They're both assholes,
Yeah,
but
you're right. Two things can be true, and I do feel like both of them.
yeah, both of them are to blame.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think like if
But
I'm a
calling
single
one
guy
person-
and a married woman sleeps with me, I don't give a shit. That's her decision. That's her
Right.
life.
Yes.
But maybe it's different for guys. Because like if an older woman that was married and established was hitting on me, I'd be like,
Mhm.
all right,
If you were single.
if I was single.
Right.
Right. Was she married? The assistant?
She was also married.
Oh yeah, then they both suck.
Then
Never
they-
mind.
yeah, I
Take
was
it all
gonna
back.
say,
They both suck.
Everybody was married. They were much older. I think both of them actually were, had children that were grown.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, they
it was-
both suck.
Yeah, they
I'll
both
take it all
sucked.
back, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not excusing the
both-
cheaters.
Yes, they both
They
did
both
suck.
suck.
But again, to call out one rather than both
Sure.
was,
Yeah.
was very
You could have been
unfair.
like, my husband sucks
Yeah,
balls.
yeah. And it was a weird position to put us all in because we all knew it.
Yeah. Did you know it
but-
in the moment?
Mhm.
Like you knew it was happening.
Yeah. Yeah. We all talked about it. We all knew it. But it was like, what do you do? Like I'm not telling that's my boss. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the rat.
No, definitely not.
I
But
don't want to
we
get laid
would-
off.
We would totally watch them, like one car, because it was an old house. So you could look out the window for, even from where my little office was.
They thought they were slick too.
They did. They did. It was the funniest thing. They thought they were slick. I'm like, you guys, come on.
Wow.
I mean, within 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah. Maybe wait a little longer, guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, wait until everybody leaves the office, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, because we all would probably leave around 5, 6. I don't know. But it's your business. You could probably stay there later and nobody would. I'm not telling you how to get away with things. Anyways.
Yeah, but use your head.
But yeah, exactly.
If you're going to be sneaky, use your head.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So
That sounds
I've
bad.
definitely had some interesting situations.
I'd say so.
Yeah, that I've come across in life, which is just kind of fun. It's a fun story now.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, going into work that morning, it was just like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, how did she find out?
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah.
How did she find out?
I think she noticed that both of their cars were gone too. She had come into the office and, was looking for her husband, and the both of them were gone. And the both of them were gone at the same time quite frequently. If she would have called the office or
She's
something.
picking up on patterns. Yeah. Wow.
Very interesting.
Wild.
I know.
Was he good looking?
Oh, God, no. No.
It's always the ones that are
Well,
ugly.
Then again, I was like 19 and he must have been, well into his 50s.
Oh, okay.
So for me at that time, I'm like,
He's no Glenn Powell.
No,
he's not.
He wasn't like a Richard Gere.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fun.
It was.
I mean, sucks to suck, but like
Yeah,
how
but it was a
fun.
fun situation looking back on it
Yeah.
now. Like, that was kinda cool.
It's a fun story.
It is a fun story,
Yeah.
and to be able to, say that accountants occasionally do have fun and shotgun beer after tax season. We had, like, this big party, and he ordered all kinds of food, and we just sat in the conference office or the conference room, and he was shotgunning beer. That was the first time I've actually ever seen somebody shotgun a beer.
Really?
Yeah, but again, I was 19.
19. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was giving you alcohol too. And he was just like, just don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
And you're just
basically.
like, all
Yeah.
right, sounds
Mhm.
good. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a good
So,
time.
so where are you now, April? How's shake, stir, and serve?
It's actually good. It's good. I have to give myself some grace because I've only been doing it for a year, but I definitely have some good events under my belt now. I've done a couple of weddings, I've done some corporate things.
And you're surviving off of
I'm
this. Are
surviving
you
off
doing
of it.
anything
I
else?
am not doing anything
So
else.
you're making enough to get by.
Yes.
Probably not where you want to be yet, but you're surviving
I'm
and you're doing
surviving.
okay. You can
Yeah.
still kind of live your life the way you want
Yeah.
to. Maybe you made a couple adjustments,
Right.
canceled a couple subscriptions,
For
dropped
sure.
a couple things, but for the most part, you're still living.
I'm still living and I'm doing okay. So of course, would I like to be doing better? Of course. But just getting started, it's not terrible. And then I actually threw in mixology classes into another thing that I do where I'm mobile and I come to you and teach your mixology class
As a part of Shake, Stir, and
as a
Serve?
part of Shake,
Okay.
Stir, Serve. And I have a lot of fun with those. The first one I did was a bachelorette party. Well, actually, I take that back. I did a Galentine's Day last February. And we did a Galentine's Day and I had some hors d'oeuvres and some chocolates and I actually had people come to me and we did it at a bar and a friend's bar in her basement. But we had so much fun doing it that I was like, you know what? Why don't I just take this and make it mobile so that, you don't have to leave and come to wherever I am. I come to you.
Somebody posted, just to interrupt everybody.
Yeah.
Someone posted, I don't know why I opened Facebook in the middle of a podcast, but I did. So the first thing on the feed is that, hello, I'm in need of a bartender for a holiday party. April Aguilar
Yes, please.
would be perfect. Look at that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Someone else had tagged you in the comments too.
Oh, really?
Gina. Yep.
Yeah. Oops, I probably shouldn't have said her whole name.
Oh,
Okay.
she's cool.
Okay.
She knows me.
Okay.
Yeah, we met for lunch a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's cool.
I do love Gina.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd never met her before, but I feel like she knows everybody that I know.
She does.
And that was the sole intention for getting lunch. I was like, listen, everybody I know knows you.
Yeah.
I need to know you now.
Oh, yeah.
And so
she is great.
we did that. Yeah,
I'm
she's good people.
I need to follow up and actually have a drink because I say it all the time, like, hey, let's meet up for drinks. And then, around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm like, I'm going to put on my pajamas. And
Where's your, you being doing what you do, is your standard for drinks and alcohol like higher now than it used to be? So like if you're like, Logan, let's go get a drink, where are we going?
Oh, okay. So I do actually like Unwind.
Okay. I've not been.
You have not been?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't even know where that's at.
Oh, that's in off of Cedar Crest.
Okay.
I guess it would be, is that Ackworth over there?
Cedar Crest is weird. It goes into Dallas, but also Ackworth.
I want to say that's Ackworth there.
Unwind.
Yeah, Unwind and Tap. They have good cocktails. And let's see, Elevate in Cartersville.
Yeah,
Have you
I've been there a couple times. The drinks are like $90 a piece, but they're good.
They are good.
They're very good.
A good mixed drink is a big deal for me. And then, I have actually seen somebody, we were talking about this the other day. I have seen somebody shake an old fashioned.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I'm like, I am over here judging you.
Yeah.
Judging the crap.
You're not supposed to shake those.
You don't shake it. Why are you shaking it?
Ooh.
And that's like an experienced bartender. Like I've known her for a while. What are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm
looking at
judging for sure.
I'm looking at Unwind and Tap, and I've never been here, but it looks amazing.
The
wall
really
of
good
alcohol
food.
they have is really cool.
Yes.
And the food is good, you said?
The food is good. Yeah. It's smaller portions because it's like tapas.
Sure.
But it is very good. Their Brussels are like, if you're a Brussels sprouts person, they have really good Brussels sprouts. And the chef there, Jared, I am friends with him and his wife, Caitlin, runs the bar. Um, and I don't know if they do both locations. I'm assuming for the food, Jared runs both locations
Sure.
because well,
They have a
they
location
have
in
they have a
Marietta.
third
Yeah.
one now. Yeah. The one in Marietta off of Due West is where I used to frequent.
Yep.
Because it was so close to my house. I don't get out as much as I used to, obviously. Building a business and stuff, I don't really have the
Expendable income.
yeah, not like I used to.
Agreed.
So
Yeah, this place is cool. We should go sometime.
I no, it is. It is very cool. I think you would love it.
Yeah. Very cool.
They have wine on tap, which
Very cool.
yes. So Jared is the chef there, and the chef who used to be there before, Sam, actually helps a bunch of restaurants in Roswell
Huh.
take off.
Really?
Yeah. So I kind of follow up with them. And again, like I would just, I wouldn't call myself a barfly, but we used to be in there all the time. And you get to know the owners and you get to know the people who work there. And that's actually how my daughter got her job now,
Really?
is one of the servers that I kept in touch with. Had an opening at her new office or whatever, and they were looking for somebody. And I was like, my daughter would be a great fit. So she's been there for 2 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's all about who you know.
They have a amazing social media. Whoever's doing it is killing it. Isn't that tragic? Every single time I meet or hear about a new business, I immediately go look at their social media because I'm like, is there an opportunity there?
No, I think that's great. I mean, you have to.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't think it's weird.
I just overthink everything. Everything. I overthink so much.
I'm quite the overthinker myself.
Well, I'm glad you
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah.
We're the same person, April.
I know.
Just you're a woman and
It's true.
I am not a woman.
Turns out.
Every once in a while I get suspicious because it feels like I only ever vibe with girls, which is so funny because when I was single, talking to women was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like terrifying. I met my wife on a dating app.
Did you really?
Because it was perfect because I could hide through a screen like a true millennial or a true Gen Zer. Because technically I found out yesterday I technically fall into the Gen Z category.
Do you?
Which is really upsetting because I feel like they have a bad reputation for being not social, not easy to talk to.
But I don't find that to be true for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I mean, like you may fall into that category, but you don't fall.
Yeah. I like, I kind of like, I'm over the line, but like only by like a foot. Like I'm not like whole bodies
You're not
in
all
that
in.
line.
You're like by a toe.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. But talking to, pinky toe. Exactly.
Pinky toe.
Smallest toe.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking to women was so difficult for me. Even like if they were married and like just talking to girls was just so hard for me. But now as someone who's taken, like I prefer to talk to girls and women.
Funny.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're more confident now because you're like, well, I'm married and I don't have to worry about that anymore?
Maybe, but also like men also intimidate me a lot, mainly because I feel like I'm not like your typical macho man. So most men intimidate me just by existing.
Okay.
Just by being them. Like they haven't even done or said anything rude to me, but just by being them, I'm uncomfortable.
Interesting.
It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't find it that weird because honestly, if there's like a beautiful woman in a group setting, I'm intimidated by her. And especially if I don't know her. And I think maybe it kind of goes back to that mean girl kind of thing, that I experienced. But yeah, there's just like an insecurity for me that I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. So she must be,
Yeah.
what maybe mean, or maybe she's looking down on me. Maybe she's secretly judging me.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's where the insecurity comes in.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
That's a tough one to get over.
It is. It's tough, but like all the time, my wife's like, man, you get coffee or you're doing these like most of my podcast guests are women because it's also easier to get a woman in here to do this because girls like to talk about themselves more than I think guys do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking to the wrong guys. But what's funny is the guys that I have had on the podcast are slam dunks, like dope people. Whereas there's been a couple duds.
Men or women?
Women.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. There's a couple I'm thinking of off the rip that, not duds as in like they sucked, but just like, some episodes are better than others. This is a good one because we're just vibing real well.
Right.
But some of them I got to extract information out of, like those one-on-ones. It's like, God, I have to pull
Oh,
everything out of you.
yes. And at that point, why are we here?
No.
I don't know
Why'd
what
you
to
even meet me? Why did
Mhm.
you spend the money on the coffee? Why did you? What was the point of coming to this if you weren't going to talk to me?
Oh, I know.
It's so
It's brutal.
freaking unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of those things though too. It's like gotta experience it and to realize also like I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
And I surprisingly when you had reached out to me, I was just like, yeah, okay. And I'm not normally like that. I'm all like, who are they? I'm,
Yeah.
looking up,
I'm
who
sure you
they're
stalked me a little bit just to make sure I'm not a serial killer.
I think I probably did.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because
Because any woman
nobody
meeting up with
wants
a
that.
random man online is weird.
Yeah.
Or meeting up with anybody online is weird.
Anybody, whether it's female or
Yeah.
male. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we just don't know anymore.
Yeah. It's a weird time.
Yeah, like texting everybody your location and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
making sure
Yeah.
phone's charged,
Yeah.
that kind of
Sure.
stuff. Yeah,
Sure.
but yeah, I was surprisingly. I think it's also too because I saw that our mutual friend was Whitney, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, okay, cool. He has a podcast. Whitney has makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a pretty, like, if I look at somebody and they're mutual friends with someone that I really admire, like Whitney, it's like, oh, okay, so they're a good person. Because
right,
if Whitney didn't like you, then that would be again. Whitney's like me; she likes everybody
right.
until she doesn't.
Yeah,
So if Whitney likes you, I like you,
yeah, that's fair.
and now I like you without Whitney.
Yeah, I'm likable.
Yeah, very. I'd say so.
Yeah. Okay, so question to you.
Yeah, sure, hit me.
If you could do anything in the world where it doesn't require talent or money, what would it be?
Hmm. Like, do anything as like a profession?
Profession, yeah.
It'd be this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just podcasting.
If I could
Yeah.
drop the marketing company, honestly,
Mhm.
this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But that's just so unrealistic. Like, so unrealistic.
Why do you think that?
Because, like, okay, like, if I wanna make $60,000 a year
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur, I feel like that's a decent place to start, maybe even, like, $40,000 a year. If I wanna make enough to survive,
Mhm.
like, that means that I'm gonna have to work with companies that are big enough that can afford to sponsor the podcast, and not to say that people aren't willing to spend the money, but, like, if I wanna make $40,000 a year, I'm gonna need to be able to pull in 5 grand a month at
Mhm.
least, and that's all on podcast sponsorship. Like, that's just not happening for me
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
But maybe down in the
maybe.
future.
Shit.
Yeah. I
If
mean,
if
anything's
I get
possible.
enough coffees at Starbucks. If Starbucks comes in and says, "Hey, we should spot," I'll be like, 5 grand a month, Starbucks. That's it.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
So if anyone from Starbucks is hearing this, pass it to your manager and then have them pass it to their manager. And eventually we'll get to the person that needs to hear it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll shoot for the
And so,
stars.
yeah, and if you I mean, would you just be interviewing people that, are entrepreneurs or is there like a subject or would you just like to, sit back and just shoot the shit with people?
More that,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who they are. I like to think that if and when,
Mhm.
I'll put the when out there.
Yeah.
If and when your morning drive makes it to a place where where I can interview and talk to celebrities, I still will interview local people.
It's the coolest.
That's the bread and butter of your morning
Yeah.
drive, I think.
Yeah.
And, like, I just like, even if I get to sit down with, I mean, Barack Obama or
Mhm.
Oprah Winfrey or LeBron James, like, if I get to talk to any of those people, I'm still gonna turn around the next day and talk to the mayor of Cartersville because, like,
Yeah.
I'm a local guy.
Okay.
And I like to think that I would never, like, sell out
Mhm.
because that's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd be jumping at the bit to interview any celebrity that wants to sit down with me. If Matthew McConaughey calls me tomorrow, I'll be like, "Oh, all right, all right, all right, let's do the damn thing."
Love some Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still gonna talk to Joe Blow that owns a bakery down the street,
Very
you know?
cool. Yeah, cuz I feel like everybody has a story.
They do. That's the tagline. Everyone
Yeah.
has a story.
Yeah. I mean some more interesting than others.
This one's been pretty fun. I'd
Yeah.
say so.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I'm having a good time. Are you?
Yeah,
You finished your cocktail before I did.
I did. I did not see that coming.
I didn't
I should have
either.
brought the bottle up here.
Like, yeah, because I'm a champ. I know it doesn't look like it right now,
No,
but I am.
I believe you.
Yeah.
April, there comes a point in every conversation I have with folks that I ask them a collection of questions that
Mhm.
really have nothing to do with anything we've talked
Ooh,
about. They're
okay.
kind of first date questions.
Okay.
Um, but very, very simple. They kind of, I just got to know kind of your whole story, or not your whole story, but a good bit
Good
of it.
portion.
And now I get to know you as if we were on a first date.
Okay.
I get to ask you first date questions now.
Now where are we going on our first date?
Oh, great question.
Like, where would you take somebody where would you take your wife for a first date? Like, if you just met her right
I took my wife to Mellow Mushroom for our first
now?
date.
Okay.
It was a restaurant that was halfway in between our places, and I said,
Mhm.
let's just go to Mellow Mushroom. I
Okay.
know people say like pizza is not something you're supposed to do on a first date. I don't know, but people have always said that to me. Like pizza's a no-go for a first date, or anything that could be messy is not like a first date. Like chicken wings isn't a first date. Although, ironically enough, I had three. This shows how much of a man whore I was. I had three places in rotation
Okay.
for first dates.
Oh, did all the servers know?
No, it
Oh,
wasn't that
okay.
bad, but
Okay.
I knew. Like I
Yeah.
knew like, oh, I'm picking from one of those three places. And it was
Mhm.
Mellow Mushroom,
Okay.
Taco Mac,
Uh-huh.
or Marlowe's Tavern.
Oh, I love
I
Marlowe's.
love
Yeah. Well,
Marlowe's.
actually, I like all 3. So,
Yeah,
I like food.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like to eat.
Okay, so you went to
Um,
Mellow Mushroom. Nice.
Mellow Mushroom was the destination.
Mhm.
Yeah, so let's go to Taco Mat because they've got a good alcohol. Or no, let's go to Marlowe's.
Let's go
Let's
to
go to Marlowe's.
Marlowe's. Yes.
It's dimly lit, so you're kind of like, is this fancy? But it's kind of
But
casual
it's a
enough.
cash
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so my favorite drink at Marlowe's,
yeah.
they do a grapefruit Ricky, and it is so delicious. And I'm more of a vodka person, but it's gin, great like fresh grapefruit juice, a little bit of club soda, I think, and some simple syrup. So good. And that little like well, it's not even little, it's like a big wedge of grapefruit on the
Yeah.
side. It's like yeah, and I will totally take a chunk out of that before I
Mm.
take a sip of my drink. I
Ugh,
love grapefruit.
really?
Yeah.
I love Marlowe's in general.
Yeah, they just have really good food.
They really do.
So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt,
No, you're
but I have
good.
to talk
You're
about my
good.
favorite cocktail
Yeah,
there.
of course. So on our first date, we're going to Marlowe's Tavern, and I'm going to
Okay.
ask you this collection of questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie ever?
That is such a tough question. And I've probably seen so many movies. Um, I can tell you for sure which one I loved the most as a child, and that was Grease.
Grease.
Grease, John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. The first record I ever had
That's a good
was
flick.
the Grease soundtrack, yes. I could like, I feel like a great movie is something that you could just, like, watch on repeat. So Grease is definitely one of them.
Grease is a good
That's a good
answer.
movie, yeah.
It is a good movie. I have
It's
never
got a
seen
little
it.
bit of singing, a little bit of, great acting, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not great, but it was
Well, it
good.
was good for the
It was
time.
good for the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What was your first job ever? The first time you were a W-2 employee?
Oh, that was, JCPenney.
J. Penney.
JCPenney's, I was a cashier, and, then shortly after that, because I didn't love that, but all my friends were working at Portillo's,
Okay.
and so Portillo's was my 2nd job.
They're throwing one of those up in Kennesaw.
They already did, I had it yesterday. No,
How is it?
Tuesday.
How is it?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was delicious.
Oh, I'm so excited. I need
Yes.
to go.
Of course, I had some when I went home
Of
this
course.
past
Of
weekend.
course.
So then on Tuesday, when they had their grand opening, my son was super excited to go.
Of course.
And so you had to be like I think it was the first 200 people in line, got like a hat and a magnet and, whatever, and a chance to win like free Portillos for a year. And I was like, go get mama
Shit.
free Portillos. He didn't win the free Portillos, but you're never going to believe, he was number 200 in line. He almost missed that cutoff. Number
Wow.
200 in line. It was
Amazing.
amazing, but he did bring home an Italian beef, or sorry, my fiance brought me home an Italian beef and, a Chicago hot dog, and I do get it with all the things on it,
Oh, man.
which does not include ketchup for anybody who is a hot dog eater.
Yeah.
No ketchup.
No ketchup?
No ketchup.
I'm an only ketchup on my hot dog guy.
Really?
Yeah, I suck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all right.
Maybe we're not going on one.
Yeah. -1. No.
Do you know what I mean when I ask you what your walkout song would be?
Yeah,
What would your
absolutely.
walkout song
What would
be?
my walkout song be? That's a really good question. Mm, hmm. Ye- I don't know what my walkout song. I know what you mean. I just don't know what that would be.
Yeah,
It would be something obviously very upbeat and fun.
yeah.
Mm, hmm. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm
Okay,
not really sure.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good one to ponder
it
about.
is. It is.
Well, similarly on the music frontier, you get to organize yourself a music festival. So you get to pick your 3 headliners. Who
Okay.
are they? Alive or
Um,
dead? You could choose anyone.
oh, alive or dead? Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Such a great performer. Also, I really, really, really enjoyed, and I've seen them a couple of times, Maroon 5.
Ooh, good choice.
I mean, Adam Levine has the energy of, my 10-month-old puppy
Yeah, he's
or
great.
10-week-old. Sorry, he's only 10 weeks. But yeah, he has all this incredible energy, and that was probably one of my favorite concerts, I think.
I'd love to see them.
Oh yeah, they're great. And Morgan Wallen was actually a really good one too.
I wanna see him
So I
so bad.
know he
He
was.
keeps skipping Atlanta.
Yeah, I actually got tickets to go see him at Wrigley. So,
Okay.
flew home to take my fiancé to see Morgan Wallen. We had
Wow.
amazing seats. That was his first time at Wrigley, was seeing Morgan Wallen. Very cool.
What a banger of a concert that'd be. Wrigley
Yes.
and Morgan.
Yeah.
On a day that you are taking care of yourself, when you're not working or doing anything associated with shake, stir, and serve, how do you take care of yourself?
I know this is probably gonna sound a little, I don't know, nerdy, but I actually love to dive into the Bible.
Okay.
I know that probably maybe for some people there's like, "Huh?" But when I'm really, like, needing some rejuvenation, I'm definitely looking into the word for that, and I'm kind of all over the place with it. Like, Old Testament, I'm reading it, but, oh my gosh, is it hard to get through. I think I've been
Yeah.
on Deuteronomy for, like, 100 years now, as long as Deuteronomy took.
Sure.
Um, but I do love to dive into the Bible, but then I'm also taking a really hot bath to, like, where I'm sweating in the bath. I
Almost
know
like a
that's
sauna
yes,
or
and
a
I
hot
don't
tub.
I don't know why I love that, but I really do, and also, I love a glass of wine while I'm in the tub, and
Mm.
I could just read or scroll through TikTok or whatever. That's definitely something I'm doing, and I don't know if that's, like, taken care of, but for me, it is.
Yeah, that's taking
Yeah,
care of
that's my
yourself.
downtime.
Yeah, hell
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a principle or piece of advice or a quote that you just kinda try to live by every day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Um, well, my uncle actually told me this before, and I can't remember who the quote was from, but it said, "Life's purpose is to kind of equip yourself with all of these memories and the moments that you take in." And so it was like, "Oh, that is the coolest thing ever." So that is my life's purpose, is to create these memories and to just have a collection of very cool memories, very cool stories that I can maybe pass down. And, travel is definitely one of them for making memories.
Sure,
Mhm.
sure. And then lastly, what is your main motivator? What pushes you? What is your morning drive?
My main motivator is me.
Yeah?
I don't want to fail. And this is nothing to do with anybody else. This is me personally just not wanting to, I guess, fail myself. And so I think that's always been kind of my drive, is to push myself a little bit harder and do things that are uncomfortable. And at first, I know that I seem like a very confident person, but I wasn't always this way. I'd walk into the room and I'd be the most timid one there. Now I walk into a room and I'm like, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" But I wasn't always like that. And I think it's just kind of always getting yourself out of your comfort zone is so helpful in doing that. But yeah, my morning drive is definitely I'm my main motivator because I don't want to fail. And well, actually I take that back because I don't want my kids to see me as somebody who quit on something or somebody who, just was okay with the status quo. Because I'm not. I'm like constantly pushing myself harder and harder to do different things. Obviously, very different things. I've never been a bartender ever. And I'm like, that who cares? I'm gonna just start my own mobile bartending business.
Yeah,
But
you just figured it
I
out.
just figured it out.
Hell yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Guys, be honest with yourself. Social media is stealing time you should be spending running your business. Hammerhead Creations takes it off your plate. They build a simple strategy, create clean, on brand posts and reels, write the captions, and schedule everything so that your feed stays consistent while you stay focused. Need more? They can add website polish, Google page optimization, and even podcast support when you're ready to take that leap. Start with social now and scale as you grow. Book a quick intro call at hammerheadcreations.com. Hand off social, get back to business, and swim with the big sharks. April, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It was so fun.
It
It
was
was as
fun.
fun as I knew it was going to be.
Good.
The hype was real.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
So now do me a favor and tell the people who you are, what you do, where to learn more, and everything in between there.
Well, what I do is I'm a mobile bartender. I come to you and do your party, whether it's corporate, a birthday party, your wedding, anything. You can find me at www.shakestirservega.com. You can find me on all the socials at Shakestir Serve. I am on TikTok as well. I've been really getting better about doing some videos on TikTok too, so you can kind of see how I'm creating some cocktails. We've actually done this whole like spooky sips series for Halloween, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll just, come and take care of you and your guest, and you won't have to worry about a thing. That's what I do.
Yeah. Guys, I'll put the description or I'll put the website that she mentioned in the description so that if you are picking up what we're putting down, you can get in contact with her so that you can hire April and her business to be there at your next event. Yeah, April, thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah,
I'm so
thanks.
thankful. And thanks for being the first time in the new setup, the new stew. Super hype about that. So, yeah, I love seeing you do your thing out there. And I think you're an amazing person. And I have gotten to know you over the past couple months. So, thanks so much for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this. This was fun.
Awesome. Guys, lastly, tune into the description of the episode to find her information, my information. Thank you to Good Days Branded to Devoted Designs and Hammerhead Creations for making all of this possible. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.